So here's the bumpkin, and now it's going to be attached. It's going to take some time, and this is for the hanging oar, and this is for the anchor, and this is for the missing sheeting. So it's been a good thing, because those are the drone chain. I can just roll it up here, and it gets right down to the storage. Here comes the chain, and from here in the corners there's going to be a rider holding this rope. Hello friends, this is Yrvind. Now today I'm 85 and 8 months. So every month I do overview and summing up and telling you what's going to be happening. And it's also begging and asking for subscriptions to keep me going. Well, the goal is still ice cream in New Zealand, but behind that is me being out in the water thinking about life, because that's the biggest mystery here in our existence, and I've been thinking about it for a long time. So it's a difficult problem, and not only me been thinking about that, but philosophers in all time, since the beginning. But so my idea is starting with a simple problem. Simpler problem, not a simple problem, but a simpler problem. Designing a good boat. And this is what I've been doing. So it started 1962 with this boat. And I lived in it, and it gave me time to think about life. And here's another picture. And it went better and better, and I tried to understand mathematics. That took a few years to understand that. It's like the base for thinking. And then 1976, 74, I was down, this is 50 years ago, near Cape Leeuwin. The boat capsized and pitch pulled, and so I decided to go back to Sweden, design a new boat. Well, Cape Leeuwin is the biggest challenge, so I thought if I could design a boat capable of that, it would be a good step. So, 1980, I was the first Swedish single-hander around the Cape Leeuwin. And that was a good thing. And then, 1989, I sailed to Newfoundland, from France to Ireland to Newfoundland, and on the base of that I designed this boat. And a few of them are built, and one of them is the one I'm working on now. But this is 35 years ago I designed that, and I can't believe how different thinking is now. So this is how that boat is. So the thing is, just a few elements can give up to many, many combinations. For example, if you have 6 elements, the first one you can place in 6 different positions, the second one in 5 different, 4 different, 3 different, 2 and 1. So together is 720. For example, if there are 6 persons and you meet once a day to have dinner on a table, it's going to take 2 years, 720 times until you learn of different combinations. Now, if you have 24, like in a group of children or, you know, a class, then even if you do it 1,000 times a second, you have to do it 1,000 times more than the universe has existed. Now that's a really, really big number. But you know, a deck of cards is 52 in them. And this is just, even the first one is astronomical, but it is so incredible. So one man made the calculations. If you combine the cards, mix them up 1,000 times a second, and that's really fast. It's just theoretical, but 1,000 times a second. And to see how long time it would take to run out of everything. So if you're standing on the equator, and before you started, you waited 1 billion years. 1 billion years with B. Then you take one step, then you waited 1 billion years. Or every second, you know, 1,000 times mixing. And once you got around all the equator, it's going to take a long time, you know. And then you take a drip out of the ocean, Pacific Ocean, and put it out. And then you start it around again. Then you take one drip out. And when you made the Pacific Ocean dry, there's plenty of water in it, and you make it dry. Then you put one paper on the ground, and then you start it, fill it up, Pacific Ocean again, start it out, one step, went every step you wait 1 billion years, and then you come back, put another paper there, and when that pile of paper came up to the sun, that's a long distance, you know, it's much longer than the moon, then you've done 1/3. And that's 52 cards. You know, some deck of cards, they even have a joker, and then you have to redo this 53 times. So it's a really, really long time, you know. So, while I have plenty of time, so designing a boat, there's more than 52 elements in it. Like you have the different rigs. You have the Bermudan rig, you have the gaff rig, you have the Latin rig, and you have the with one mast, and you have 2 masts, and you have without 1 mast, and you have 2 masts, and you have different keels, you know, you have a long keel, you have a short keel, you have a thin keel, you have twin keels, you have centerboard, you have bilge board, you have lee boards, and you can make all these combinations, you know. You can have different lengths of boats, you know, and you can have open boats, you can have closed boats, you know. There's so many things, you know, you can do. So, this is something I've been thinking about, what I can think about when I'm out at sea. So, here's the route. Now, I'm going to do a little bit different up at the start before I get to the island of Madeira. But then it's south of Africa, south of Australia, and to Dunedin. I'll go out and show you here what the difference is. So, what happened in Madeira? I was there, I'm going to get out of harbor, and there was a little boat with an electric outboard engine, and he gave me a tow. And there was 2 persons in the dinghy, and it was not a small dinghy, and the speed was much faster than the sculling oar. And then I said, now we're using 175 watts, and now I got solar panels for 360 watts. So I thought maybe I can get electric outboard. So this is one of my plans. And with the electric outboard, like here in the doldrums, is the calms, but there's plenty of sun. So I could keep running with the electric outboard, just on solar power, just for hours after hours after hours. And not only that, so before I started up in Öresund, and I've been starting from Ireland, but now much closer would be from here in Spain. No, here is Spain. Yeah, it's a place right out at the corner called Baxu is something like this. I don't know if you heard about it, but if you do, please tell me. Is there a good place here? Because it's very short to the shipping lines. And with the engine, I could avoid being becalmed there. And also now I got heard about this, the AIS class A. I could have that, and there's different status on it. The ordinary AIS is just, there's a ship here, but they have 10 different status, and one of them is sailing. So then I can tell the ships that I'm sailing, and also for the AIS, maybe I change the name for Oceanic Canoe Solo. Then they would know it's a little boat and take care. I will not. Well, this is the shipping. That's a big thing. So I'm going to try to avoid that. So then I go down to Madeira. And from Madeira, once I go, you go down in the crossing the doldrums and go down here, south of Africa, south of Australia, and Dunedin, just at the edge of this map. So here's the begging. This is the good handwriting of Sam Holmes, who was here visiting me a few times. Be a supporter, donate to XLX, the canoe cruiser. And you can find a donate button, and also in this thing, and you can pay with PayPal. For Swedish people, you can pay with this. And also, if you don't have money, subscribe, because it will help me. And even if you have subscribed, resubscribe. And even if you don't like sailing, subscribe, just to be kind. So, truly appreciate it, and big thanks.